Hello, YouTube. How you doing? It's me, Von Naya, here with another video for you. What are we going to talk about today? What am I going to talk about today? Because you don't talk back. You just listen. You can't talk back in the comment section. It's up to you. What are we talking about today? Today, we're talking about American Psycho Patrick Bateman 2.0, Gavin Newsom. That's right. We're talking about Gavin Newsom because I have a job. I work. I'm sure you do too. Some of you don't, but like you, I have a job. I work, and while I'm working, I'm not like everyone else. I don't listen to music. I'll listen to some YouTube program or whatever. And right now, everything is about the California fires, and rightfully so. Well, not for the reasons maybe you think. I think rightfully so because there are a lot of questions that need to be asked and answered. Oh my gosh, a lot. So, when I listen to these podcasts as I'm working, I look for a bunch of podcasts, and I pick the ones that are that've got high. It's a long podcast. Sometimes I have a whole floor to deal with. I have a huge task or something that's going to take an hour or 2 hours, and I'll be up in the building on the 4th floor, and I'm just like, I don't want to look for something. So I'll put something on long, and I've been listening to different people. I listen to Matt Kim, Adam Carolla. I've been listening to Adam Carolla since junior high, or high school, because junior high, I think it was Poor Man, K-Rock. I'm from LA. Born and raised, I was born in LA. I was born in East LA, Beverly Hospital. I'm a hood rat. I'm a hood rat kid. I'm from East Los. You know what I mean? East LA, East Los. My daddy's name was Birdie. I love California. You love the state you're born and raised in. You just do. I've lived here my whole life, and then out of high school, a friend of mine from school, lived up north. She was going to college up there, and, I was going through some issues with my family, my parents, and she's like, hey, come live over here. So I moved up there. Berkeley. I lived there for about a year. And then I moved. I lived in Berkeley, which was a really nice place. I rented a room. And then from there, I wanted my own place. And I rented an apartment. I rented a room while I lived in Berkeley because financially I was capable of renting a room in Berkeley. An apartment all by myself, no, it's not going to happen. So that's why I decided when I did rent an apartment, it wasn't in Berkeley, it was in Richmond, which is the hood of Berkeley. It's on the edge. It's right before you go under to go to San Francisco. So I lived up north for about 2 years, Berkeley and Richmond. I left for a little bit, I'd say about 10 years later, I left. I lived another 2 years in Philadelphia on an internship from East LA College, ELAC. I went to a community college in East LA called ELAC. And they sent me on an internship for stage managing, because I stage manage a show there, and they're like, hey, you're really good at this. I'm like, I know. This is fun. And they're like, well, you know what? We usually don't do this on the first semester. We usually wait about the second or third, but we think you're ready. And I'm like, I think I'm ready too. And they're like, it's Philadelphia, South Dakota. South Dakota. And I was like, Philadelphia. So I went to Philly, blah, 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 came back, got married, fucked around. It took me a while to get into TV, which is reality TV. Gave me my break. And from there, about 7 to 8 years later, I finally, through stage managing, I stage managed a show for a second AD who was working on Lethal Weapon season 3 at the time. And when the show was over, I just told her, hey, I would love to be in scripted. She's like, yeah, I'll get you in. She got me in as a PA. And I stayed in scripted for about another 7 to 8 years. It was great. I loved it. I loved what I was doing. I loved it. Because I wasn't just part of the crew. I was in the AD department. I wasn't an AD. But I wasn't a PA in the sound department. I wasn't a PA in the lighting. Although these are areas where I did go to school. I did know. I went to another community college. So my whole life has just been in California. My whole life. With the exception of a couple years, too, that I left. I've been immersed in the Hollywood industry. And I've been here my whole life. Not only that, I'm that conspiracy person in school that you made fun of. Or you made fun of, but you were okay with them, but you knew not to ask them any questions because you knew they could go on forever about how everything is connected. I was that person. So as I'm watching all of this stuff happen right now, I'm watching, DEI, you can't carry my husband. From the looks of it, she can't carry herself. Like, if I looked like her, if I looked like that, I wouldn't go into a burning building to save you. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to save myself. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to save myself. Damn. I think she's called one of the Christies of the fire department. Wow. Unbelievable. So that's what the fire department's all about now. So, I just think a lot of this is interesting because you have a group of people. Most of them voted for the people that are in charge right now of California. And those people who voted for this crap, listen, when the gig is up, the gig is up. And you should be able to recognize that. You should be able, you know what? The guy I voted for, wow, kind of dropped the ball on this. Clearly, he was not ready to handle this. Maybe he fucked up on this one. Maybe. We need to look into this. Yeah, I voted for him. We should look into this. No. No, instead, these people are... it's not the governor's fault. I was watching this one. I clicked on it because I was just like, oh, I gotta hear this. And it's basically this one guy, he interviews Gavin Newsom. And you know, he's asking them these questions, and all I hear from Patrick Bateman Newsome is excuses. Excuse after excuse after excuse. And he's waving his hands. He's doing this. And you know, we've got to do better. Things have to be different. What is that? What is wrong with you, bro? Is this... And then him and the guy are like, and you know, these conspiracy theorists saying these things on the internet isn't helpful, and the new incoming president saying I told you so does nothing for anybody. Yeah, it does a lot for people. It does a lot for people who did not believe in you at all from day one. Who called your record was like, no, this guy's a piece of shit. Okay? For those people who did not vote for you, who saw right through your shit from day one, hearing someone else say, you dropped the ball, I promise you, makes them feel a little bit better. So, for you to say it doesn't help, I think it does. I think it helps that person who just lost their house feel a little bit better. Because they hated you before. I'm certain they hate you more now. So anyway. So, I'm watching... The title of the video that I clicked on, this guy's like, Gavin Newsom, smack down Trump and Elon. And I'm just like, oh my God, like... Sir, you seriously do not have the ability to read the room, do you? And, I mean, this guy just sucked Gavin's dick straight off. I was like, oh, are we gonna have to sew that back on? Like, it was, thank you, Gavin. Oh, yes, I'm gonna swallow right now. Oh my God, it is just... Like, I had to be gay. And here's the thing. Let me give you some insight into the gays. And apparently the trans, too. See, these people are scared people. These people are terrified motherfuckers. See, unlike them, I come from the hood. So, when you have that kind of experience, there's not a lot of other shit out there that actually scares you. And these people, these gays, trans, queers, hey, and you can't say I can't say this stuff, because I'm a gay. Look at, you see my tits right there? I'm a gay. I'm what you call a dyke. A lesbian. I'm a lesbian. And me and the gays and the trans, we don't get along. And I'm going to tell you why. From a very early age, I came out. At 8. At 8 years old, can you imagine what my parents had to go through? At 8 years old, I told my mom, I'm gay. I'm gay. I think I'm gay. I like women. And my mom's like, you're gonna have a hard life. And while she was right, it wasn't because I was gay. It was because she was an absent mother. Just out there, you know? Oh, I had you too young. Now that you're an adult and your brother and sister are almost young adults and they can pop a frozen pizza in the microwave, I'm gonna go relive my my teenage years now that I have money and a car and can do whatever I want. She would go out with her friends from work. It's just, you know, anyway. I myself had an absentee mother. And, you know, so it wasn't like I had a mother I could depend on as far as like support for being gay, but she certainly wasn't like, we don't like you, but she definitely didn't go out of her way to learn more about what I was going through. And she was also a Republican, a Christian Republican, and my stepfather, because my father, I told you I'm from the hood, my father was actually murdered. My father was shot in the head while he was at a party from a rival gang. And so she was a single mom until she married my stepfather, and my stepfather was a Catholic. So I grew up in a home with a Catholic stepfather and a Christian mother. And I didn't care. This is who I am. You don't like it? I don't know what to tell you. So this is just who I've always been. And throughout life, my whole life, I've gone through some hate. I'm 47. So I came out at 8, I don't know, it was like in the 90s or something, early 90s, late 80s, I don't know. I don't feel like doing the math, but I came out at a time where it wasn't cool to be gay. It wasn't cool to say you're gay. It wasn't cool to be gay. It wasn't cool to look gay. It wasn't cool to act gay either. So, I grew up in that time. There were times where I was shooshed out of stores, churches, businesses. Shooshed. Streets, parks. Shushed! Get out of here, you gay, you queer, you dyke. That's the life I lived. That's what I went through. So for me, when I see these gays and trans cry because someone listen, when someone purposely misgenders you, okay. I mean, not even then. Again, I come from the hood. Get over it. Okay? For you to start crying and bitching and want everyone to change their life for you, I have no sympathy for you. Especially after what I went through in my lifetime. And they don't fully understand that about me. And so they just think that I hate myself and them. That's not it. I don't hate you. And I don't hate me. It's just, I'm at a different point in my life. You're just discovering your gayness. You just came out of your closet. Because you were in there for a very long time. All of you. There's not many of us out there who came out at a very young age, went through all the bullshit, and to this day, I'm still going through it. Not by the straight people. Well, some straight people now, they listen, knee-jerk, they are tired of the gay crap, the trans crap. They're tired of it. So it's not that they hate gays now. They're just like, I don't want to deal with your shit. I don't want to deal with their shit either. I've dealt with their shit. I worked on, there's a TV show called Transparent. It was about a man who has his kids, they're all raised. He then becomes a woman, and his kids and his wife have to deal with it. And he's like, I'm free now. I worked on that show. I was miserable on that show. The trans and mainly the trans people made me miserable on that show. I could not handle it. And there was one little trans in particular that I was just like, are you kidding me? I bent over backwards for this kid. And in the end, this kid tried to say that I bullied him, her, whatever the fuck it was. I didn't even know it was a girl. I had no idea it was a girl. Fuck. This whole time I was like, yeah, dude. Dude, watch. Oh, no, dude. I was duding the shit out of this guy. Girl. Whatever the fuck it was. I don't know. I still don't know. It was this pudgy little... I don't know. I don't know what it was. But I stood away after. By the end of that show, everybody in the crew was like, yeah, Yvonne! Yvonne! And, everybody in the crew, mostly everybody in the crew was straight. Every crew had like maybe one or two gays on it, and one trans. And you could tell, not at first, I didn't figure it out till later. But you could pretty much tell, they were forced to take someone gay or trans on their crew for this one. And I didn't understand or realize it either. I was one of those hires. And the person that called me a bully, she was whatever it was that person as well. I was told that it was a female who had the chest operation. She still had her vagina. She still could have babies. She was a baby maker. Hey, baby maker! What you doing over there, baby maker? Yeah, babe. Well, she couldn't make. I don't. You know what? She was. The petri dish. I don't know. Either way, God, it was a horrible situation, and I figured out along the way that I was at DEI hire. The guys that hired me was a male. They were both male, straight, and it was the first AD and the second AD. 2 dudes, straight. And I don't know how one of them got my... Oh, I do know how. I worked a couple days on his previous show, which was Drew Barrymore. That one where they eat people. Santa Clarita Diet. I day played a lot. I worked on that show, and I had called him up later on, like, hey, got anything going on? And by luck, at the time, he was hiring, and he hired his people, but I guess he had to hire someone who looked like me and like the little squirt I was forced to be around. And, excuse me. And, I'd say about the last 2 weeks of the show, after everything had went down, and I did, a lot of replaying, I did a lot of reflecting the last 2 weeks of the show, and I was like, wait a minute. You mean I was hired because I'm gay? Right? So that was like the first day I figured it out. And it was like later on in the day, I was like, no. I wasn't hired because I'm gay. I was hired because I look trans. And then I was like, finally. Finally, I get a job because I look like this. My whole life, I had been turned down from jobs, and I knew it. I knew when I got turned down because I looked like this. You just know. Because sometimes when you get that interview, or it's over the phone, or if it's someone you know, and they talked you up, and you finally get that interview, and they're just like, it's on their face before they even ask you the first question. So Anyhow, what I'm trying to say is I've had experience in this gay world, in this trans world, and I don't really get along with these people. At first, they want to, they try, but once they get to know me and they get to know how my brain thinks, and it's not the way they think, immediately there's like, and it wasn't just them, it was all of Hollywood. All of Hollywood would just like, at first they're cool with me. They're like, oh yeah, gay. Oh, okay, cool. Lesbian. Like it's so cool at first, but once they figure out, oh, you're a crypto conspiracy theorist. How the fuck did this one get in? Who let her in? I got under your radar. That's how I did it. So, I've dealt with these people. They're horrible people. Out of 20, maybe 3 of them are acceptable to talk to after. I didn't talk to any of them after. I haven't talked to any of those people. Hollywood people, I don't talk to any of them. Out of all the people I've worked with in Hollywood, I only keep in touch with 2. I must have crossed through at least 4,000 to 5,000 people in Hollywood. I only talked to 2. And one of those is the roommate of the other one that I talked to. And I talked to him because I worked with him before. That's how I met his roommate, who now is one of my best friends in Hollywood. So, full disclosure, I've been completely blacklisted from Hollywood because of the I don't hide anything back. When you go through what I went through, coming out at the age that I came out, from your friends, family, everything, it's hard to back down now. And it's hard to care about people's opinions. It's hard. I try really hard to care about people's opinions and what they say and think about me. I try because I've learned you have to. If you don't, people hate you. But when I try, I get this feeling of fake. And when I get that feeling of fake, I also get this feeling of, oh, so this is what it feels like to be in the closet. There's another reason why me and the gays don't get along. They can't stand me. For them, it's like, you don't know our struggle. 'Cause you're out there. You don't care. You're willing to tell everyone you're gay. Yeah, asshole. And for them, it's like, you don't know what suffer is. I gotta be in this closet. I can't tell people what I really want to do. How I really feel. It's like, oh, you mean you're jealous of me? Oh, okay. And I've gone through that my whole life. I get the jealous gays who are just like, what are you so happy about? What are you so proud of? I'm like, because I never lied to anybody about who I was. I'm still keeping it real and having a great time and not miserable like you. So, again, me and the gays, we don't get along. And since COVID, this has just been a shit show. A shit show with the whole gay thing. And it's like, whatever, fine. And cut to these fires. And now it's like, oh, you mean they are all hired because they're gay? And now that's coming out. And it's just like, ah. So I basically am coming to this channel, making this channel, one, because I think what has happened is not just a fire, just in our culture, in our community, it's just nuts. No one's thinking anything through thoroughly. It is all just everything's rainbow. That's what it is right now, or was. I think people are a little irritated over it. And I think the only people that don't understand that people are irritated over it is the actual gay and trans people. Like, I kind of understood what you were trying to do in the beginning with your rights and all that other shit. But it has gone too far. To the point where you had incompetent people in high places of society, in governmental offices and leadership roles that had to do with people's lives and properties in their hands. And, you know, they're all making excuses for each other now. You know, at first someone's like, oh, I'm being thrown under the bus. I gotta cover my ass. And that gay fire chief, she did a good job. Look, I filed these complaints months ago. This is a real shit show. And to watch people cover it, look, I don't even want to get into the conspiracies. That's like, fuck. Because they're there. All those fires. Yeah. They all match that high-speed rail system. Weird. Paradise Valley, whatever that place was. That's where everything starts. That's where the fucking rail starts. And it goes all the way down that coast. Can you imagine the state of California going to these people in the Pacific Palisades like, hey, look, we have this idea for this high-speed rail, and it goes right through, your neighborhood. How about if we give you some money for your houses and your property, and you give us this, and we'll all be happy? Yeah, right. Yeah, right. You know, people say, oh, it's a conspiracy. Well, it's not true. That rail proposal, that route, that was done years ago. More than a decade. Oh yeah, that proposal route has been up for more than a decade. And no one thought to ask. Well, I'm not talking about government. I'm talking about civilian, private citizen. No one stood there and said, that runs right through a bunch of cities. How are we going to get them out? I mean, not even the... Yeah. Some people say, oh, smart cities. Maybe. I wouldn't throw that out the window either. And oh, the Olympics are getting rid of them. Probably. You got some other people that are into conspiracy theories. They're saying, It's not that simple, guys. Maybe it is. Okay, but let's go your route. It's not that simple. It's not always just money. You're right. Well, say you're a conscious person, or you're trying to get conscious or whatever, or can't even say that word, conscious. A high-speed rail from Sacramento to LA, then to Las Vegas. I mean, Las Vegas, that's just dumbland right there. You go complete. I don't care how connected to God, the universe, Mother Nature, I don't care. Once you're in Vegas, all bets are off. It is heathen time. I'm eating everything. I'm drinking everything. I'm not bedtime. Fuck is that? Vegas, all bets are off. So, I mean, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. You know, and people are just like, oh, fear mongering. People like you, and you're gonna, you know. Unfortunately, we have an example to look at. Maui. This is Maui 2.0. I have a connection to that too. When I got married, my partner, who's a female, we did our honeymoon in Maui, and we were poor. We weren't poor, but we didn't have the money to go to Maui, so we had to save for it. And even after saving for Maui, we went with another couple, two guys. They were together. And that also helped us afford, because we all four of us pitched in for the condo, and then we did our own thing. I didn't. The wife at the time, she researched everything, and we planned things out, and we made sure that we rented a condo in a area that wasn't too expensive. Everywhere in Maui is expensive. And so the research said Lahaina. All the research said that everywhere else was foofy, and everywhere else was a resort, and everything outside of it was resort oriented, so you gotta pay resort prices for everything inside and outside the resort. And the solution was, well, let's stay where the locals stay. Let's stay with them. They're cheap. It's cheap where they live. That's what they could afford. Let's go with them. So we vacationed in Lahaina, and it was awesome. I got to see the beaches. We went to all the beaches. Went to some great restaurants. Did a lot. It was awesome. My cousin, who I had a very deep connection to, my cousin Kiva, lived in Maui. And I was like, what up, bitch? I'm coming down. She's like, all right, I'll meet you. Da, 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 da. And she did. I'll never forget that. I miss you, Kiva. Man, I love you. And I thank God. I thank Him every chance I remember and get. Thank you for providing that last possible way of seeing her, because she left us that year, and I would have hated myself not seeing or talking to her before she left. And so when I got that phone call, Yeah, I cried, but it was a relief. It was a thank you cry. Thank you for letting me see her one last time before I had to say goodbye to her forever. And so I was very fortunate to be in Lahaina. Very fortunate to see my cousin before she left. Very fortunate to see Lahaina before what happened to it happened. So when what happened to Lahaina, when it happened to it, I'm over here on the mainland. Well, Waikiki's also the mainland, and I'm watching, I'm just like, oh my God. I know that area. I know that street. I drove down that street. I stood right there. I stood in that condo right there on that coat. Oh wow. It was, I knew my cousin wasn't there anymore, but it was like watching, she loved Maui. Oh my God, she loved it there. There's another island, the big island, it's bigger than that. She loved it there, but I was glued to YouTube. I mean, I don't know about you, but I already knew I was going to get the facts. So, what's interesting now is everything that happens now, you have two groups of people, or maybe even three. One group is, there's people who hear what happened, rush to the news to get news. And then there's other people like me who the news isn't going to tell me what I need to know. They're not going to give me the truth. I need to go somewhere else. I need to know what's really going on. I'll come to the YouTubes and get some information. You take that information and you go to the Rumbles. And you go to the Telegrams and the Discords. You find out more. You find out the real story. And then you have the other group. Just doesn't care. I'll figure it out. Someone will tell me. I'll be walking down the street and I'll see a newspaper or whatever. Again, the first group who go to the news, they don't know what's going on. They're being lied to. So they hear what they hear and like, oh, okay, that's what happened. Move on. The conspiracy theorist knows what's happening. The person who doesn't care, it's not that they don't care, it's just it hadn't affected their life yet. And out of that group, there's a group that comes out of that group. And that's a group who, once they found out exactly what happened, because that group finds out the fake story and the real story. Because they don't care. They just don't give a shit. And so they just don't give a shit. And someone tries to talk to them and ask them, I don't know what's going on. I don't pay attention. So then the conspiracy theorists will tell them the truth. And then the person who swallows the narrative from the fake news will tell them the fake narrative. Now that person that doesn't give a shit usually can see right through the shit. Now that person has a decision to research the outlandish thing that the conspiracy theorist said or to go with the fake thing. So it would be interesting to know what that person, how that person reacts to these things. that person, we need to get more of those people. We need to get them the truth. Because the other people, the fake news, you can't change those people. They don't want to. And they don't care to. See, I used to be that person. You know, I used to watch the Rachel Maddows. You know, she looks like me. I once voted for the Gavin Newsom. I did. A long time ago. So, I know how those people are. I've worked with them. I have them in my family. Turns out my whole family was them. They're called NPCs. There's nothing you can do about it. They're just there. And it's too much for them to do the actual research. They want it told to them. Listen, I'm a conspiracy theorist. I get told a lot of shit. A lot of shit. I can't believe all of it. Because if you start believing everything, none of it adds up. None of it. You gotta pick and choose things. Oh, this sounds a little logical, but that other part of it, you gotta pick and choose things. Even the fake news, they'll give you some truths within the fake. You know, you gotta be able to read in between the lines. And it takes a long time to be able to do that, but you know, I'm pretty good at it now. Everything I saw out of Lahaina, I mean, I really, really, like, gathered the information. It was so close and personal to me. Like, I didn't even do that much research with COVID. I was just like, huh? Oh, no, thank you. No, thank you. I just knew. Lahaina, I couldn't believe. And then you find this, you hear that leads you down another path. You hear this, you know, I went down on how many paths, and nothing added up. None of that added up either. At all. Boy, did that not add up. And I don't know, maybe because I had, visited there, my cousin. It was kind of personal to me. It really was. It really, really was. And so, I have to be honest, I was pretty offended. I was so offended when everyone here in California just moved on with their life. I was so offended. I was pissed. I was disgusted. I must have spent a whole week hating people. Hating California. Hating LA. Hating every state. Hating just this fucking country. I was just like, why the fuck are we still going on with our life? Why are we still going to fucking work? They burnt down Maui. We should be rioting. I mean, I didn't say this to anybody. Because as a conspiracy theorist, you learn to just... There's a lot of lessons I learned with 9/11. But I'll say this, with those lessons, there was also a lot of, I told you so! Or, I told her so! I told her so! Trailer Park Boys. I was just like, are you fucking kidding me? It's just, you say things, people laugh at you, You run off. Fucking 5 years down the line, it comes true. You're like, ah! You know? You continue to go through that for another 20 years. After a while, you start to trust yourself, your gut. Maui was burned down. There's no question about it. There's too much evidence. We live in a world now where there's cameras 24/7. Cameras 24/7. People have access to those cameras, to that footage, to that feed. Some of it's governmental. Everyone has access to that shit. People hack shit. My point is, there's cameras everywhere. We saw shit. We saw enough. 1. 2. The color blue. Blue roofs, blue trash cans, blue canopies. Everything blue survived. The conspiracy theorists know why blue survived. The color. Because lasers can't penetrate the B in the RGB. So, we have that. We have the historic back and forth of the government constantly trying to take these people's land. I mean, this has been decades, man. Millennia, like, come on. They've been trying to get that land for the longest time ever. And people just were not selling. And if they were going to sell, you were going to pay. It's just too fucking obvious. And if we really cared about these people and the conspiracy that we're saying isn't true, well, then these people would be right back on their land right now, rebuilding. Those people still are not allowed back on their land. Even if your house didn't burn in Maui, you're still not allowed there. How long has that been? But I'm the conspiracy theorist, right? I'm the crazy one suggesting that was a land grab, right? But people still can't go to their houses. But I'm the crazy one. Me. I'm the nut job. Right? And I'm the nut job again for bringing up, a lot of us, right? We're nut jobs again for showing the correlation between one fire and another one, right? We're nut jobs for that. We're also nut jobs for showing the correlation between the high-speed rail, these 5-minute cities, and the Olympics coming, right? We're crazy about that too, right? During this interview with Gavin Newsom and this guy had to be a fag. You have to be a fag. The way you were sucking Gavin's dick is just, you're a fag. I mean, to the point where he left it open for Gavin to be like, yeah, and people are spreading rumors and lies and you know, even being conspiratorial. Oh, yeah, like we want to make a whole new city. You know, maybe this one time, maybe this was too obvious. Maybe they're like, abort. Shit, they caught on. Who knows? Who knows? But I'll tell you this much. There are conspiracy theories about North Carolina, right? Oh, minerals, right? Right? Minerals in the mountains, right? Well, let me show you how this goes down. You see, you do what you do in Maui, and while everyone's, oh, laser, oh. Then, boom, another disaster. Somewhere else, North Carolina. Oh, look, God. Then all this, sundown towns, they deserved it. Who knows? I have to admit, North Carolina wasn't exactly the friendliest to the gays when I was there. But it's also hard to say because when I was there, I stayed with some people that were really, really, really nice. But you don't know if they're really, really nice because you're with the crew that's filming. How would they be if I wasn't with this crew filming? Would they be like the other people at the shopping center that didn't know we were there filming? That thought we were just regular people? Or looked at you different because you were the one dyke out of a crowd of straight people? Regardless, something tragic happened in North Carolina. And as we all tried to focus on it, we just moved on with our lives. I didn't have a personal connection in North Carolina. I do on South Carolina, though. The only connection is I filmed there twice. But there was nothing, it wasn't special. The only special thing about filming in Carolina were the crocodiles. That shit's awesome. That shit is awesome. Fucking crocodiles. I am so fucking impressed with those things. Oh my God. I'm just like... shit's a bomb. But... my point being is, it's a constant fatigue. Just going disaster to disaster. And when you go disaster to disaster, you start to forget about some of those disasters. You know what I mean? You're like, oh. You know, there was a fire in Maui. Oh, no, now there's a river going right through North Carolina, you know. So it went from helping Maui, which actually that went away quick. Then we jumped to helping North Carolina, which that was not really much. And then we went straight to California. And California is all over the news about this fire because it's Hollywood. Everyone wants to know whose house burnt down. So everyone's intrigued. I can only hope that California gets all this attention because of our fires and that it brings the right attention. It brings the attention that, well, opens everything up. Because the way we left Maui in North Carolina in the dust fucking breaks my heart, man. It breaks my fucking heart. So me personally, although I love this state to death, it is in my soul. California is in my soul. And I thought I'd never leave. Who knows, I might come back. And I can't just leave either. It's in my soul. This dirt. But I'm so mad at California right now. And I'm so mad at the way we let people down. Burn it. Burn this bitch down. Just burn it. Burn it all down. Clean it. Clean it all up. Cleaner. Cleaner good. Cleaner of all the transplants that came from other states who brought their bullshit fucking politics to my state. Get rid of them. If this state has to shed every job to get rid of those transplants from these other states, do it. Get rid of them. If this state has to hire a shit ton of illegal aliens from other countries, I'd rather have them. I'd rather have them than these people, these liberals from these other states that came into my state to play in Hollywood. Go back. Go back to your state. Go fuck that piece of shit up. Go. You left there for a reason. Go fucking back. This is my state. I was born and raised here. This shit is mine. And I will allow other people from other countries to come in here to get rid of you. Because you helped burn this fucking state down. You helped. So now we're going to need some help to get rid of you guys. In Hollywood being decimated, well, I think we can start there. Because most of you work there. Most of you work in Hollywood. And you came and you brought your shitty politics here. You came from another state. You came here. And you voted for these cocksuckers. And then voted to have other cocksuckers from other countries to come in here. So now I hope those cocksuckers from other countries take your job. And I hope Hollywood doesn't even squirt anything out until you're all gone, so that they can hire these illegals for half of your wage. I hope California uses any illegal. Please, come in here. Get rid of these people, please. It may tear up my state for a little bit. It's okay. It's okay. That's okay. California is dear to me. I can't just leave like that. But I also know if those people come in here, you can't survive with them. I know that for a fact. I know it. So let them in. Let the illegals in. They'll be very grateful for it. If it gets bad, I'll bail out for a little bit. I'll bail out while they get rid of you. I've already got my place in Mexico. Already got the paperwork started. Ink finished on the 2 companies set up over there. And about to make a 3rd one. I've already made my decision. I'm going to die in Mexico. But like I said, I love California. And this was Mexico at one point. Baja is California. So as I make my businesses in Rosarito, and as I build my properties in Mexico, I'll go back and forth from Mexico to here. And I'll monitor how this is going. And the minute I see you liberal fucks leave this state and go back to your miserable fucking cunt in Boston, your miserable Chicago, your miserable fucking New York, get the fuck out of here. I've been to your New York. Fucking get the fuck out of here. Go back to your New York. Fuck. Clearly you're trying to bring that shit over here. No. You keep that shit over there. Fuck. This was such a beautiful fucking place that you fucking out-of-towners got here. It is you guys. I don't care what Trump or anyone else says. It was you guys. You bring in the Mexicans, bring in the Hondurans, bring in the Nicaraguans, bring in the El Salvadorians. They don't want to be here anymore. Bring them all in. I'd rather have them than these fucks. Ugh. They would not have burned this down. Oh, well, we have evidence that it was illegals making... Fuck it, let them burn it down. If it's gonna get rid of you, let them burn it down. Fuck. I'm 5 minutes away from burning it down myself. I cannot stand you people anymore. And then you want to make excuses for these... Oh my God. Please. You guys are just showing us like, wow, we can never ever allow these people to get in charge ever again. So you keep fucking around so you could find out some more. And this state will, at one point, it will turn red. It is right around the corner. I guarantee you. This bitch is gonna be red. And I welcome it. I welcome the sea of red. It's just this is a long rant. This is gonna take forever to upload. God bless whoever watches this. This is gonna be the the lowest view count. I wouldn't watch this. I would look at this hour and 7. What the? I click off. God bless you if you watch. If you watch, say I watched till the end in the comments. I wouldn't watch, man. Yeah, just put something in the comments and I'll be like, thanks. Because I'll just be surprised if anyone watches this. But... And this is also an attempt to separate myself from those fags and dykes out there who just fucking ran this one into the ground. Oh, please, do not associate me with any of those fucking people. And that's why I was blacklisted. I was like, dude, they're kids. What are you talking about? You want to give kids sex changes? They're fucking kids. They don't even... I thought I wanted a sex change at 10. Oh my God, I'm glad I didn't go through with that. If I went through a sex change at 10, that means I would have been some straight dude. I would have been some straight dude in a heterosexual life, not being able to have kids. I would have had to find an egg donor, because my penis wouldn't have worked properly. And from all the stories that I'm hearing, oh man, those poor people. Fuck, man, those poor people. As much as I don't like the trans people, and as much as they got on my fucking nerve, man, the horror stories I've heard of those sex changes, my God. Imagine trying to change your sex, trying to put trying to make a penis out of your vagina. Trying to make a vagina out of a penis. And you have to take like 10 pills a day every day for the rest of your life. You have to have a bag, a piss bag. Even if things go right, your shit smells. And I don't mean your number 2. I mean your vagina or penis. Oh my god, the stories I've heard. Oh my god, I'm so happy I didn't do that shit. I did. I wanted to do that shit. I was 10. I was like, I want to be a boy. I should have been a boy. I'm a boy. I mean, I still feel like that. I'm a man. So, oh man, this fucker's got to stop, California. And if you don't stop it anytime soon, something else is gonna burn down. Something's gonna burn down, a tsunami's gonna come over, and an earthquake's gonna separate half of the state. If you don't get your shit together! Get your shit together, California. Get your shit together. Impeach this motherfucker. Dude. I know it's the mayor and it's the governor. But if there's ever a time for you to say, you're fucking fired, motherfucker, this is it. And if y'all don't get together to fire these motherfuckers, whatever comes next, y'all deserve it. You consider it a gift. Consider it your gift. Alright, 1 hour and 11 minutes. Alright, this one's done. I'll try to do another video soon. Stay safe. Don't hit the like. And don't subscribe. Peace.